neighborhood today. Wasn't it beautiful out there? What an awesome time to be in the Village Connector community. If you are in the neighborhood by way of Facebook, Periscope, or YouTube, look us up on Live Today Health Talk and join in. We are eagerly awaiting. We enjoy it so much when people chime into the feeds. So, family, Facebook family, friends, if you are out there, we are ready to chime in and get started. Welcome, welcome. Well, it's Tiffany Daniels, Charlene Browning, and Rosa J. Hodge are in the community today.
Yes.
And we are ready to drop more healthy nuggets on you today, but we're going to do a recap. Before we get started, as always, our disclaimer. It gets boring sometimes, but it is so important because we want you to learn. We don't want you to take it and say, we said. We want to inspire you to do research on your own. Everyone's body is different. So our testimonies worked for us, but it's up to you to do the research to figure out what is going to work for you. Even though the products we discuss are mainly natural, they can do your body no harm. But if you are looking to rid yourself of any type of dis-ease or comfort or pain that you may be dealing with, then the products or the resolutions that we are going to offer you or suggest as we discuss them, again, try them for yourself. Giving a shout out to our sponsors. With Curves of Fort Washington, we had a magnificent pain assessment and massage therapy.
It was so
this past
awesome.
weekend.
Yes, it was
With
awesome.
Carrot Bars, we are looking forward to learning more about our money exchange.
So let me speak on that for a
Yes,
minute.
ma'am.
A lot of folks don't really understand without wealth there is no health, and without health there is no wealth. So you have to become healthy in both facets. So last weekend we were in Baltimore with our cash flow game, and it was amazing, even for me, to be able to look at my income, my expenses, and the cash left over from that, and being able to invest in small amounts. Because I was a truck driver. I always thought truck drivers made more money. I was like amazed. But even with that in the game, I still bought a property. I still bought gold.
Okay.
And I did it in an extraordinarily different way. So you come out with us on
March the
March the 4th, and we'll have a cash flow, and it is free. Just show up.
All right, and that brings us to our next one, My Econ, where we're learning all about financial strategies. So as Rosa mentioned, with the cash flow game, we are all familiar with Robert Kiyosaki.
Yes.
And now we have Mr. Ivy Stokes coming up on his shirt on it, what should I say, on his coattail, right, with My Econ and Nove, with Mr. Daniel, and I forget Daniel's, no, his last name is McDaniel, excuse me, teaching us different financial strategies. So as Rosa mentioned, being that truck driver and learning diversified ways to stretch your income so that you can learn to invest. It's real. It's real. Even though we learn on the game, it is real. So teaching different strategies is legal and real, okay? So come on in and get educated with us for your total wellness, and that's what we're here for. These lovely ladies in front of me are wellness coaches as well as some of the other things that they do. Busy lives, busy ladies, extraordinary, if I might say. All right, and then I have one more for the Women Veterans United Committee. We are looking to go to the Hill to talk to them about some of the discomforts that we have as well for women. That's going to be February 22nd at 10 a.m. And if you are a veteran, male or female, please support. You don't even have to be a veteran to support because you have people in your family. But what we're finding out is the women can take care of home, they can volunteer to support our country, and they can also go forward into the combat zones now.
Yes.
But when they return, there's still some disparity, some inequality in the treatment that we are receiving when we come home. And it's not just in our pay, but we're now finding out that it's in our health care as well. So if you would, please support us or check out the website at www.wvucinc.org, all right? And again, February 22nd. So now let's get back to a recap on detoxing, ridding your body of all that junk in your trunk, or should I say some of the pollutions, contaminants. If we could go on with a plethora, a list, right? So I keep it simple, the KISS method, and say the junk in your trunk, right? And I mean the tire area, all right?
Yes, I know that's right.
Good. But it's not just what you eat. We have learned it's also what you breathe, things that you
drink.
Mm-hmm.
It can even be things that you hear.
Detoxification from
Yes.
a lot of negative thought,
Yes.
food, actions,
Yes.
people,
All right,
places.
so ladies, do you want to give a recap on, oh my goodness, the ISO tea had 9 different herbs. in it.
Yes, it did.
And we were learning so much last week, we didn't even get through the 9. So I dare not ask where we left off.
Well, actually, we were at the end of them.
Okay.
We were
Yeah.
at the last one, but just as a recap,
Mm-hmm.
you know that there are 9 different herbs. You have persimmon leaves, you have holy thistle, malva leaves, and mushroom, marshmallow leaves. Malva leaves and mushroom leaves are basically, malva and marshmallow are basically the same. That's what they call them. Blessed thistle, papaya, ginger, and calamine, and myrrh. I'm hearing it.
Yeah.
Is that me?
No. Mm-mm. And then, but go ahead.
No, go ahead.
No, I was going to say also we was in the Velveeta tea had 12. Okay.
That's not me. That's
Okay, that's her. So, and that has chaga, the Ganoderm, Ganoderm and Luciderm, and the GABA. So that was additional 3 for the Velveeta.
We didn't really.
Vita Divina.
about
Well, we didn't really talk about Vedina, but it had, because it had the 9, they kind of go together. Then we can pick it up, you know.
Yeah, I think it's important for people to understand that these herbs do a greater justice for detoxification because they are combined. You know, it's like anything else. Each one of them does exactly what it does for you individually, but together with these 9, they work even better on your system as far as letting go of unnecessary particles that we eat and metals and we breathe, the gases of just living. So what
Free
they
radicals.
do is they act.
The free radicals.
Yeah, I love her. And yeah, those free radicals. And it's important if you expect to really get healthy that you do healthy things. And because you eat, breathe, and walk in this atmosphere and everything, you have to stay vigilant. So detoxification for me is not a once a month, 6-day thing. It is an everyday part of my life. It's a part of my daily ritual through life is to drink anywhere from 16 to 20 ounces of detox tea. And what works for you works for you. So we're giving you 2 that we have used individually that have worked for us. I cannot speak on the DaVita because I have not yet tried it, but I am an avid TLC detoxing tea, Iosa tea. I've been doing that for almost 2 years now. So, and when I stop, I do have issues. Like during the Christmas holidays, I went up to 131 pounds. I am glad to say that I'm now back
Isn't
down
that
to
disgusting?
28 pounds, which I love. And hopefully in the next week or two, I'll be down to my regular 125 pounds.
That is just disgusting.
I know it is. And I apologize, but that's who I am.
You know, I mean, beautiful 60, right? 60?
63.
63 years old, and she weighing
You better
125 pounds. I could just,
Let me speak to some people that just came on. Dominique, Barbie, hey, it's good to see you. Thank you. Barry Burns, thank you. And Reginald Gaither. I love it.
Hey, Reggie.
How are you? And of course, we have Arlene Spam.
All
She is
right.
actually her business is to actually help people get healthy and lose weight. That's what she does. And she has an amazing program. She is actually gluten-free, and she teaches people how to be gluten-free.
All right.
okay.
Barbie, Miss Dominique Barbie is into cryptic coins. I love her. She and I are partners in that. For those people who don't know, Barbie, why don't you leave you both put your website in
In the feed.
the feed.
Okay.
All right. So back to the teas now. I'm not going to apologize for my metabolism. I am grateful.
Wonderful.
And I know everybody is pretty. Don't be jealous. I just have that
Just
kind of
like,
body.
oh my
don't
gosh.
be jealous.
I ain't jealous. I'm just like, I don't know, but I'm not jealous.
We have people of all shapes and sizes.
I know God has done that.
So therefore, and those that can gain weight and those that cannot. So it's with your body build. So, but what were some of the crossovers and some of the ingredients? Because that was amazing. Like Rosa said earlier, as to why it works the way it does. They all support and complement. Like, woohoo, our neighborhood here.
Yeah.
Our team, they all work and complement each other. So
I think it was that blessed.
overlap.
Yeah, I think the holy thistle and the blessed thistle was kind of like they was just about this, almost the same.
Basically.
As we was basically going over it. I mean, because blessed thistle talks about the heartburn and indigestion and constipation, but then over here in holy thistle they have, let me see if I can find it because I had it and then I kind of lost it. Oh gosh, well, I can't. Okay, y'all gotta help me with that.
I don't remember, but I know quite a few of them help with inflammation.
They all do that.
Yeah.
They help with inflammation. So, what is the?
Okay.
Holy thistle.
Well,
Basically the same thing. It disorders of the spleen, parasites, psoriasis.
liver, lungs,
Yeah, they all
kidney.
do basically attack
Mm-hmm.
the same kinds of things. And as I said before, because they work in, they complement each other.
Right. And hepatitis. Hepatitis is a big thing right now. And holy thistle helps with that. Because I see on here it talks about the hepatitis and it damages from drugs from HIV or AIDS, which is another thing. I mean, that a lot of people, they don't talk about HIV like they used to, but it's still out there.
Yeah, it is still out there.
But-
and
They found some better remedies or medications,
Right.
for treatments, I should say,
Right.
for it. But it is still out there and still running rampant.
Okay.
They still have not released the cure. How about that? Because we know
Right.
it exists. They haven't released it yet.
Right.
but people are definitely living better with it.
Mm-hmm.
And people have lived. I remember when it first came out, folks were dropping like flies. And now they have lived for 20 or 30 years. And the thing that a lot of times with things like HIV, AIDS, just like any other disease, it will come up and show up years later worse than it did before. But I think because people are more aware of living natural, eating as many raw foods as they possibly can, staying in those greens and getting the green foods into them, people live longer.
Yes.
And they live
And
better.
that's the main thing, you know, having a changed mindset as far as those drugs, and you know, learning about natural product line where it can be able to help reverse a lot of things. You'd be surprised how your body reacts, you know, to the natural things that God had already told us from the ground to take.
That's true.
You know, that brings me back to when Rosa talks about her doctor's visits and how, you know, it's like I'm going here because this is what I have to do, but when I get there, he really can't do anything for me. Reminds me of the young lady that we met that Dr. CB had treated. And she had recovered from HIV/AIDS, you know, and she was like, all those years I've been going back and forth to the doctor's office, but they were just doing her numbers. They weren't really treating her, just running her numbers.
And I've gone to, there's a brother in California when I was in there a couple of years ago in California, Dr. Bernard. He was a naturopath doctor, and he actually looked into my eyes and told me everything that was wrong with me. His regiment, now see, when you go to a naturopath doctor, sometimes their regiments can be a little challenging. I'd rather say challenging, because his regiment was, I had to do clay, I had to do heat, I had to do a bunch of stuff. Did I do that? No. And I also know that, and I feel that when I'm ready to go through that process where I don't have to go to work, I don't have to do nothing, and actually take care of me. And that's the same thing that Dr. Sabi takes you through the whole process of a total cleanse from down from your cellular, and it takes time and dedication, but it can be eliminated, and I am so grateful for people like that. But being a person with a dis-ease, I have to be committed to the process, no matter how taxing or no matter how much I have to do. You know, if I have to sit down and rub my body with all kinds of clay and wrap my body for the heat and sit there for an hour, I should be willing to do that. You know, so everything, like Charlene said, can be eliminated. But am I willing to go through the process completely and thoroughly to eliminate that? So that's something to think about. You know, and also the fact that when you go to the doctors, they usually give you something that's going to mask the problem, not heal the problem. Me taking synthetic insulin does not heal the problem. It just allows the body to do what it's supposed to do. And that's it. But it's still synthetic.
So do y'all want to go over just maybe a few of these little for us the papaya and the shalmal and the holy dism? I mean, just
can we because I don't know, I think we did, but did we go over the myrrh?
No, we did not.
Okay.
That's where we were. We left with the calamine, and we were on the myrrh.
Chamomile.
Calamine.
Yeah. I'm the same way.
Calamine.
Okay.
Chamomile. It is chamomile, though.
Chamomile.
So, and because these are both the same, these teas, these 9 teas are also in the
TW,
Tea.
Can you hold that up, Tiffany, so they can see some? We got some newcomers on the.
As you see, she used her tea.
I haven't used it yet. I just brewed mine. So with this one, as Charlene said, there's 3 other ingredients that we'll discuss after we finish discussing the one that was first introduced, the IASO tea. So then we'll go into the tea Davina.
The chaka and the Ghana Durham.
Yes. All right.
So chamomile.
Well, the chamomile, I know that it helps with your digestive system, and another one that helps with inflammation. But I was quite surprised to hear it helps with bronchitis. Because, when you think about your organs and you think about, okay, chamomile, and if it's going here, but with the inflammation, I guess, whatever the property that's in it that helps with the inflammation, then I guess, yes, it would. But so that's the area in here that it triggers
cleanses out your lungs.
Because it says coughs and cold, your gastrointestinal tract. So the and again, I think I said last week the only thing I ever used it for in the past was relaxation.
Yeah.
Because I knew it was a calming. So to hear all these other benefits, I'm like, wow, that's great. It's great to know.
Sedativeness. You want to get calm. And, it also, it's very, because it's a gastric digestive system and everything has to go through. I agree with you that as it goes down, it dissipates into wherever it needs to be, whatever it needs to do. So that's important when you're talking about cleansing. That's important. And that's what's important about these two particular teas that we're talking about, is because they are about cellular detoxification.
Yes.
Down to your cells. With constant use, that's what will happen. So you want to get to the myrrh?
Yeah, because that's another one. I mean, I know everybody always says they brought gold, they brought frankincense, and they brought myrrh, right? But let's talk about the myrrh. It's found in mouthwash, sore throat medicines, and treating for mouth and inflammation. Another one for inflammation, but throat irritations. And then you think, okay, what was it used for back then to be presented as a gift?
A total Hensley.
Right.
Surprisingly enough, more and more products are coming up with myrrh and frankincense being added into them. And we did talk a little bit about frankincense, even though that's not in any of these products. But myrrh and frankincense are known to be two of the, in Egyptian times, strongest, powerful healing herbs.
Yes.
And in some countries, they're still used.
Yes, they are.
In fact, they use frankincense and myrrh oil to wrap bodies. At the end, those were the oils that they used for Jesus Christ, and there are also the oils that I think Muslims use to bury their folks when they wash them down and wrap them in the white cloth.
Right. Like you said, the Egyptians did for the tombs, to prepare their bodies for the tombs, and that cleansing.
Yeah.
All right, so were they
It's also good for hemorrhoids. If you have hemorrhoids, vaginal irritations, you can make a tea out of the myrrh tea and use that. So God has given us answers for everything. All we have to do is
adhere to them.
Yeah, adhere to them and accept them.
Yes,
be willing to accept.
Okay. So were there any others that we needed to go over before we add on our three other ingredients to switch over?
Maybe papaya.
Okay.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, the first thing about papaya that I know is that it is used in the Caribbean as a tenderizer. That's what I always thought it was. However, I see there's a whole lot more about papaya. A whole lot more.
And I didn't know that it was rich in fiber. So, yeah, that was one for me. And vitamin B and magnesium. So, I was like, wow. Just always thought it was a fruit and the antioxidants because it was a fruit. But not realizing the magnesium and the fiber. And so, therefore, of course, it would help fight against colon cancer. If it's, if it has the fiber, because it's, again, helping the digestive system and prevent reoccurring illnesses. Never thought papaya was that strong. I mean, you know, when you just think I'm eating a piece of papaya because, one, I like it and it's fruit and I need to eat my fruit for my fiber. But looking at all the other contents, when we talk about treating sports injuries that cause trauma, and then for allergies, never would have thought that it helped with allergies. So can any of our listening audience chime in? If I may digress, can everyone see the video okay? Because we had someone chime in to say they couldn't see the video. So if you're having any problems viewing, please let us know. And then did anyone else have anything to add to papaya?
I just can say I love papaya. I love the juice. I just love it, you know. The seeds, per se, I thought you supposed to throw away the seeds, but you're not, because it's an antioxidant, which is, that's good. All I can say is that's good.
Yeah, papaya is a really great fruit to add to your smoothies, along with some kale, little carrots. Be careful, though. Well, let me say that. I have to be careful because papaya is very sweet. Yeah. When it's ripe, it is really a sweet. And I don't. So when I make my smoothies or vegetable blends, I actually just take a slice, maybe a fourth of a slice of papaya, and I mix it with my kale, carrots, and then I pretty much freeze everything. So I always make a big batch. So I was nice. I went online to find if they had ice cube trays with tops, and I found some. Yeah. So I will be soon doing videos back in juicing again. Okay. Because there are certain combinations.
I'm going to do that with you. I need to do something.
Yeah, certain combinations of vegetables and fruit will eliminate and help with weight loss, diseases with diabetes, problems with everything that you want, everything that you have. There is a juice that you can do on a continuous basis that will help and assist your body in healing. So I'm going to start that soon. Look out for me. It will be on my One Sole Purpose page. That's my business page. And so it might be every week I might do a different juice.
And then with the kale and carrots, I would only presume that the papaya added the natural sweetener.
It did. It does. But understand this. Carrots are the biggest, highest vegetable with high sugar.
Oh, really?
So, yeah, carrots are. So, in doing carrots, you don't do like a grip. You take like 1-2 long carrots, and and then the vegetable part will eliminate.
Okay.
But you're going to sweeten it to taste. So, if you want to put agave in it, I'd be my guest. I just have gotten used to drinking green juices. Period.
And like you said, for you, between the carrot and the papaya,
that's enough.
Yeah, that's enough sweetener.
But everything can be fit you.
All right.
Yeah.
All right, so we're gonna.
And by the way, I think I might do it on our page, our group page, and just carry it over. So
stay tuned.
Right. To live today, health talk. That's the page that we basically have the video on. But far as the chaga, and then the other 3 herbs that they have, the tea has in it, the chaga.
Switching over, ladies and gentlemen, tea Davina. All right. Yeah, switching over to this power pack. Let's add 3 more to it.
It is, and it is a power pack. That tea Davina is good. Also, along with the Iosa tea, I have been taking it for maybe about two weeks now, and but it has the chaga in it. And if you don't know about the chaga, I'm gonna let Miss Rosa J. Hodge talk about that chaga, because that chaga is the bomb.com.
Chaga has been used in other countries like Russia and the Asian countries for zillions of years, literally. It is an all-purpose healing for everything. Chaga has been known to eliminate cancer, AIDS, lung disease, diabetes, menstrual problems by itself.
That's what I'm saying.
You know, it has been given. It's a stamina mushroom. It is a and you can actually drink chaga tea. You can eat chaga mushrooms.
Yes.
Grind them up and put them in a capsule and take one every day. You can mix it in your juices no matter what kind of juice you're doing, whether you're doing smoothies or vegetable or fruit juices. It does not matter. This they in Russia they use it for their Olympic team. They raise them up on this. And the same thing in Asian countries. They raise their children up on this. That's why they don't have things like diabetes and heart diseases, and they live to be 100 and some years old and do it healthy, do it lively. We are let me not even get to politics.
But I'm just saying that
Chaga is an amazing
It
mushroom,
is.
and it comes from the birch tree. So now we have birch trees in the United States, and there are companies in the United States that do chaga. However, be careful where you get your product from. Make sure that you research the company well. Make sure that they are raising in an organic area, like in the mountains, you know, this birch tree. And it's said that chaga mushroom looks like a human. It's shaped like, you know, arms and legs. I love chaga. It's an amazing. So you can actually get chaga and cook with it too.
Yeah.
So they cook with it, they drink it, they take it. Everything is just fabulous.
So, and if you'd like to get some of that chaga, you can inbox us. Or you can also get it from Mom's. Now, I don't know how potent it is with Mom's and Mom's Organic Market, but you can inbox one of us as far as getting it from one of the companies that we are partnered with. But all I can say is if you're having any type of issues with your body, you need to try that chaga. That chaga is it. And then it also has the Ganoderma.
Before we leave the chaga, doing some research.
Okay.
We were talking about the moms or
Right.
the TLC versus the T. Davina.
Mm-hmm.
One of them is an extract.
That's right.
Okay.
One of them is an extract. So as you said, be careful. Do your research because that extract may be 100%, but it's not 100% of the mushroom.
That's
Right.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right, because you could tell that
That's
different
what
because I
the
think,
difference
in
is.
color.
Yeah, 'cause,
In color and the benefits, the
Right.
properties.
Right. So when
Right.
you actually go to get, if you go outside of any of us and you get it off the shelf, it should look like very rich soil. It should even smell, if you open the capsule, it should smell like dirt, really rich dirt. It should taste like dirt, and it's all right to eat it.
because we are dirt.
Right.
Believe it or not, that was one of my first shots. Chaga. Open the capsule at night, take
Right.
the shots.
Mhm.
And
Yeah.
that was
And
a
they
healthy
work.
shot.
Yeah.
How about that?
And remember that the body absorbs liquids faster than it will absorb
The powder.
powder.
form.
So that means that's why it's good to make it in a tea.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's also good to mix it with. I used to mix it with my vitamin, and that would be my morning chaga. And then if I was rushed, of course, open the capsule up and put it into my juice.
Okay.
So it is that along with the next herb that we're going to talk about.
And Ganoderma lucidum.
Ganoderma lucid.
Okay, y'all gotta take that.
Ganoderma lucium.
You said that with another mushroom.
Yes.
But
It's better known as the
Excuse me.
Reiki mushroom. Reishi mushroom. Reishi mushroom you can get at the grocery store too. Fresh.
Chinese medicine. They've
Yes.
been doing it for years. Ancient Chinese. That's to be right.
Yeah.
They've been doing it for years, and here we are, just really getting it out there. I'm sure it's been in the U.S., but just getting it out there in the U.S. And it's some of its common uses, again, allergies, adrenal fatigue, arthritis, candida, herpes, HIV,
Okay.
Lyme disease, I was talking to somebody the other day that said they had Lyme disease.
Right. I can't remember who it was.
The therapist, I think it was.
Yeah.
Uterine fibroids, weight loss, high blood pressure, blood sugar regulator, blood thinner. Okay, so if you are taking any of the blood thinning, Coumadin or warfarin, then they advise you to check with your doctor or take
one or the
chaga
other
first. Yes, take the chaga first.
Right.
And I think they explain it like 10 days or something, but refer to your doctor because it is a blood thinner.
Yeah.
but you know what I was thinking too is that if it is a blood thinner, would it not just alleviate you from having to be on medicine?
On the medication.
And that's what the deal is. So
well, that's why they say take the chaga first, because its properties should wean you off of the need to take the medication. So by the time you're finished taking that straight chaga, 100% now, then you go back to your doctor and check.
And you won't need the blood.
Exactly. So that's the object of them telling you to take the other one first.
Now, first off, they usually they give blood thinners to elderly people more so than younger folks.
Well, I think it all depends on the dis-ease that the person is facing. So because you might have, I think it's called blood
coagulation
or something, something dealing where they got to give you more blood. I don't know the name of it.
With the blood clots?
Yeah, that or
so your
something.
blood won't clot. And then with transfusions also.
Right. So.
Well,
okay.
Hello,
I know.
William. William says hello.
Hi, William.
Okay.
I know that when I go into the hospital for whatever reason, that's one of the first things that they give me. And I'd be like, man, don't give me that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I refuse to take it because I'm already healthy in other ways. My blood flows easily and effortlessly. Mm-hmm. If you're not operating on me, you ain't open me up, do not give me that stuff. And so they get upset with me, and I'd be like, I don't care.
Yeah. Well, let's go to the next herb. Yeah, you got to take authority of your body.
I have to knock on this one because when I found out that it helps women that are not menopausal yet, so it helps with fibroids. I had to give it its kudos, okay, because that means, like we were just talking about the blood clotting, because it's has the blood thinner, then those fibroids aren't able to be embedded in your uterus because it helps cleanse
it flow.
that. Yeah, helps regulate and cleanse that area out. So the fibroids cannot live in that healthy environment.
I heard that. Look, somebody got a thumbs up on that one.
Okay, thank you much.
And the next herb is guava, and that's basically a sweetener.
Did we go to the Ghana Lucifera?
Yeah, we were just talking about
That's
that.
what we're
We
talking
talking
about.
about that.
Let's go back a minute.
Yeah,
I got something else to add.
Okay.
So when I met, now remember, this is actually the reishi mushroom. Mm-hmm. So when I started working with TLC, that mushroom was in the tea. Mm-hmm. Since they've split and they've gone to two separate places. One of the things that the owner of Davita told me is, Rosa, start doing Ghana lucidaria more. Mm-hmm. Take that herb more than anything else. Yes. Because actually whatever it does, it actually will heal the body from diabetes.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Mm-hmm. So with all that it does, and because the countries that use it do not have that dis-ease that we have in America,
how about that?
I really took hold of that. Mm-hmm. Now, understand this, and I understand it too. I just don't accept it. I understand it, but I don't accept it.
What's that?
Type 1 diabetes and type 2 diabetes are two totally different things.
Yes.
And so me being type 2 diabetic means that I have to do some extra work.
One.
type 1.
No, you didn't.
Okay, God, I hear you.
All right.
So maybe I'm moving into that
Yeah.
type 2. Because, see, type 2, that means that my body is producing insulin and it just doesn't know how to use it. If you have that, then I recommend that you do gynelucidermia.
I think I see why or understand. But when she mentioned diabetes, we didn't hit on MS with the chaga.
Yes, it does help people
so
with
let's reel
MS.
back a little bit.
Okay, yeah.
What were some of the properties in the chaga, if we may?
Well, I know with my daughter when she was taking chaga for the MS, it was helping her as far as some of the pain that she was having, and she said it just gave her more energy. So, and of course, MS and diabetes, it depends on the person how it affects them. So, I mean, the chaga, the Gynoderma, both of them, I mean, that's why I said this is the bomb, for any type of disease that you're going through. Even with myself, I can say that time when I took 9 of those chagas, I ain't take them all at one time. I took them like in maybe about 15-minute increments, and just I didn't have no back pain. I was like amazed. That's why I'm like, we got to get back on the chaga.
Because it was something in it, and I don't remember the ingredients, but it helped to decrease the lesions, wasn't it?
That's right.
Yeah,
Yes.
okay.
Yes. Because Star too.
Uh-huh.
Star said that it had shrunk the lesions on the brain.
Yes.
Right. And then I got a girlfriend that's fat. She has breast cancer. She's down in Atlanta, and she gets that chaga from TLC faithfully.
Okay.
So
by it shrinking, reducing the lesions on the brain, then the brain is able to get the neurotransmitting signals that it needs for your body to function properly. And if that is not mega, you guys, come on.
I know. I mean, at least try the natural product before you get cut on, right?
This is a natural product. Yeah. And the same thing with the Ghana when Rosa was talking. So I can't pronounce these words, but it's AMP. It's abbreviated AMP, which effectively removes unwanted cholesterol and substances that might block the blood vessels in the brain. So again, these natural herbs, non-prescription, are actually helping to unblock the channel blockers that your body has produced from our unhealthy diets. So it's helping to, it's almost like washing that stuff away that's been blocking your arteries or your vessels, your arteries and your veins, to get that good blood up to the brain and back to send the message that your brain needs so your organs can function properly.
All right. And people, we just have to take control over our body and stop allowing the doctors to take control of it. Because, I mean, even though the doctors might say something about, they need to do surgery on this or, you have to start taking this, at least say, wait a minute, because you in control of that. Because really, you're paying, even though you might be paying a little bit on the front end, you're actually paying a lot from that insurance company because you pay insurance every day. People don't want to buy natural products because they say it's too much money. But come on now, you're really paying out of your pocket with that insurance. You just don't see it. So why not try natural product line first and then make that doctor wait? Because if it doesn't work, then go back to him and say, okay, this didn't work for me. So then you could say, okay, doc, go ahead and do what you got to do. But at least try it. Try it first. 90 days.
Not 2 weeks.
Right.
To get in your system.
It ain't just like I've been fighting with this weight gain. I'm scientific. I said it's impressive. But the weight didn't come on me like right away. It gradually snuck up on me and smacked me in my face, right? The same way with that disease or whatever you're trying to get rid of. It sneaks up on you, and then therefore, in order for you to get rid of, you got to keep working on it until it's gone, instead of going and get cut on and then something else happens,
Prime example, since you used weight on anybody comes gradually. But guess what? You don't really notice it until you start getting a problem. Your brain is going to tell you pain,
Yes.
discomfort,
I know.
dis-ease,
Yes.
whatever. And that's when we say, oh my goodness, what's wrong? What's going on with my body?
Right.
Your body is becoming imbalanced because if you're gaining weight, your body can't equally distribute it.
Right.
It doesn't know how to carry it because that's not your normal frame.
Girl, you talking
So
there.
what
Talking
happens?
there.
So then
You
you
are
start
talking.
having discomfort.
Ooh, Lord,
Discomfort is the signal that your body tells you
Yes.
you need to go check this out
I
or
can-
straighten up something.
I can just say
Straighten
amen
up
to that. And most
And
definitely.
sometimes
I can
also,
say amen to that.
You know, we rely on the fact that I've always been chubby.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you were a chubby child, you know, and your mama just fed you food when you were unhappy. There are a lot of other things that,
Who you talking behavioral wellness now?
right.
Right.
You know, so how do I
Right.
feel about myself? You know, so for me, when I'm healing through the process, I have to also look about in my emotional place. You know, where am I emotionally? A lot of times, you can be on diets, you can eat less, you can change your whole type of food because there are big vegans, there are big people who are overweight in every lifestyle, no matter what. And then you have to start looking about, how do I feel about myself? Am I really truly loving myself? Even though I'm taking these things, they're still not there. My body's not changing.
Right.
Why?
Right.
You may need some help. You may need to go to someone and have someone help you through the process of learning to love yourself. And that's in everything, no matter how you feel. And of course, you can always go to a health coach, a naturopath doctor. You could ask one of us.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
there are things that you can do one day at a time and be committed to it.
Yeah.
Because although they always laugh about my size, everybody laughs about my size. But when I started this process, I was weighing 152 pounds. And that may not have been a lot to a lot of people. But to me, to come from a size 6 to a size 12, I was like, really?
Yeah, I know the feeling.
So I immediately started working on that.
Yes,
process.
and I'm not gonna give up. That's all I'm saying. I am not.
Let you need, girl.
I am not gonna give up.
Accountability.
And look, I'm drinking my water. They've been telling me drink my water. I'm drinking my
Yes.
water.
And she's drinking her pH balanced water. Yes.
Oh,
And
that
you,
means
you hit on
I brought on
something
another
else
one
too. Oh
today.
yeah, new life is it? Or
Life with
water? Okay.
Life Water.
Life
Water. Okay. But
I'm gonna
Charlene
try
hit
it.
on something else with the insurance, and I know we can't go down that lane really, but just think about it. If you were to be healed on, if they were to pay for your natural products, and you were to be healed on it, then who do you think you would be putting out of business? So connect the dots. That's all I'm going to say there. Connect
Right.
the dots, and you know why they will not, a lot of places will not.
And other
cover it.
times, we have to also remember that doctors and insurance has only been around for like 100 years.
How about that?
Right, because
100 years.
our
They used to go to-
forefathers, they had, my dad had a garden in the backyard when I was a teenager. I couldn't stand picking them peas and stuff, but I mean, he grew the stuff, and we had the wood stove, and he would take that stuff from the wood, and he would put it out there on the onto the garden. You know, and I didn't know what he was doing because I was like, duh, you know. But now thinking about all that stuff, I'm like, back then it was so healthy for us.
It was.
You know, it was so healthy for us.
The earth does not heal without the ash from the minerals. When you burn wood, I wonder if it works for coal too. Probably not the processed coal that they use today. Because I remember with my grandmother, we lived right down the street from a coal space. We used to go down the street from her house and pick coal for her to put into the wood stove. And the coal wasn't shaped like the coal it is now.
Right.
Processed in that bag.
Right.
Right.
It wasn't shaped like that. It was shaped in like blocks. Looked like wood.
Okay.
Burnt black wood. And we used to use that.
Yeah.
And my grandfather, my great grandfather, her father, had a Joseph. I have to stop for a minute.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
It's okay. It's all right.
He was a farmer and a carpenter.
Mm-hmm.
And he had a heck of a garden out in the back of her
Yeah.
house.
Strong man.
Yeah.
A farmer and a carpenter.
He was
Strong.
an expert carpenter.
Yeah.
And he
All
would
right, I
make
don't
all
have no
kinds of
tissue in
furniture.
here.
Yeah, we don't have the tissues, so
I'm sorry.
it's okay.
right.
I
It's
just
okay.
kind of miss
Hopefully
Mr.
those are
Joseph.
good memories.
Yes,
Good
yeah.
memories of a
Well-
loved
And
one.
I wish I was older so I could have really paid attention because while he was out in gardening and whittling and all that, I was running around like I must have been
That's
about
what I'm saying.
3 or 4, maybe 5. I think he died when I was like 6.
See, I was.
And I was like,
have a
dang,
chance
man,
to
you
pick up
left
from
before
it.
I could.
See, and I was the same way. I wasn't that young, but I know I was in my teens, early teens, and I just ain't pay attention. I wanted to go play. You know, after picking them peas.
Think about it, and like Rosa said, the pharmaceutical company, 100 years. When you think about our great grandparents, so to speak, that's probably that age range. That medicine doctor used to come with that bag, and what did they pull out of that bag? Most of the time, herbs and roots and all that kind of stuff. Right?
Now you talking, because even the Chinese. I'm sorry, go ahead. I'm let you
No,
finish.
no.
Because my daughter, when she was first diagnosed with the MS, and we was going to Chinatown, we met Dr. Joe, and at that time, this is one of our early stages, and he had us go to the Chinatown, and they would get these little balls. Remember the balls with the little sharp things on it? They came off the tree. I can't even think of what they were. And then all these leaves and stuff. And she had to cook this and make it like a tea and drink it. It was the most. I mean, it lit the whole house up. But it was stuff from the ground. It was herbs and stuff, And she would have 4 packs. They put them in these paper bags, and she would take and cook them every day. And he told her how much to cook, and it worked. I mean, it was like $50 a pack, but hey,
It was working.
right, it was working. It was really working.
And for those people who live in the Washington, D.C. area, those doctors are still in Chinatown.
Mm-hmm.
There's one on 6th Street. I remember a friend of mine went down to see him when he had prostate cancer. He did the same thing.
Right.
He had to buy the little ceramic teapot because you couldn't cook it in metal or any of that. And he drank it, and I think for about 6 months, and it was the end of the cancer. It went away.
All right.
Right. See, and it's all about a mindset change. We have to change our mindset, people, to really think about doing what we need to do for ourselves and not letting the doctor take control of our bodies.
Learn to love yourself.
Yes.
And as we get ready to, we had something, one more.
We're
not going to get to our next.
Oh well,
topic, but
we good.
are
We
we
finished with the
the
herbs or the
tea?
tea. Mm-hmm.
Are there any questions?
Then we talked about the
Talked about.
agave, the
Mm-hmm.
gano, and the chaga.
Those are the last 3 herbs that we
What
talked
is it?
about with the
Cranberry in there.
Gava was just a sweetener. Just a sweetener.
Cranberry?
Mm-hmm.
Did they have anything on the cranberry?
Is
No.
cranberry and
No, I didn't even show that on here.
It's on the bag: ginger, cranberry, Siberian chaga, and ganoderma.
Okay, so we're gonna have to get the cranberry
Okay.
next week.
I
Next
love
week.
that.
Well,
Yeah, it's because it wasn't written up on here
so
when I
let's give
pulled
an
it up.
intro to our next topic for next week, because we wanted
gotta
to talk
get
about
the
the power
eggs.
of the edible egg.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
some
get
of
to
the
the
questions
egg.
that you might have.
Yes.
Post them in the
So,
group.
listening audience, if you've been told you have high cholesterol and that you need to cut back on eating eggs, then we're going to share with you why that is a myth. All right. So if you have any other questions or comments concerning the egg, then post them as you listen to this feed so we can come prepared to discuss them for next week.
Yeah.
Yes.
Right?
Because
Yeah.
eggs it's going to surprise you, the information that we're going to give you about eggs. And Dr. Wallach says, how many eggs you should eat a day?
At least 6.
10.
Hey.
10? Does he say 10?
Well,
Yes.
egg.
He say they won't hurt you.
It won't hurt you.
One
Nope,
thing
and it
I know
actually
about the
ha-
body is that it will release whatever it doesn't need.
Right.
You can't
This is
OD from natural herbs.
This
You
is true.
cannot OD. Your body will, minerals, vitamins, you can't OD from it. Water, you can't OD from it. It will release it. All that it does not need. The body is an amazing
Yes,
instrument to live.
Yes, it is.
God made it that way
And that is, I am so
to heal
grateful.
itself.
So
Amen.
Yeah. So as we close out, I'm gonna close with a meditation, if I may. If our listening audience, I don't have any questions or comments
Yeah,
in the
I see
feed. Do
that.
any of you? Any concerns?
Nope. Even William, he's not even saying to him. He's just saying, hello, ladies.
It's Super Bowl day.
Yeah, I see.
That's true. It's Super Bowl.
Oh, yeah. Hey, Bruce. Got Bruce Kelly on here. Hey, Bruce.
Who's for the Falcons and who's for the Patriots? Look, ain't the New England Patriots. Seem like they go every year. If you're a Patriots fan, I'm like sick of them going to the Super Bowl every year.
Don't be a hater. Don't be a hater.
I'm not hating. My cousin used to play for them, so I'm not hardly hating. But I'm like,
They're
you
the
know what you
best.
call it? Break up that monotony.
Yes.
Let somebody else get in there. But I know the guys can probably chime in on that. But anyway, some of you may question this concept of leadership potential within you, right? Oh,
He
you're
said, I'm
a
student today.
All
Oh,
right.
okay, William. We see.
Maybe you consider yourself to be a follower and not a leader. Maybe you think you don't have the skills, qualities, ability, or experience to be a leader. Perhaps you have accepted the negative things others have said about you. In truth, it does not matter what other people say or think, or even what we think of ourselves. What matters is how God sees us, and He sees us as leaders and rulers in the earthly domain. He created us for this purpose and designed us with the necessary abilities to fulfill our destiny. So as Rosa shared earlier, when we started getting into that behavioral health, we will find that the way we think about ourselves or feel triggers a lot of unhealthy.
You know I got the ad.
Yes. It will trigger a lot of unhealthy habits.
Okay, so I have learned over the period of my life what I think about appears. And it's better said, thoughts in mind produce in kind. Let me repeat that. Thoughts in mind produce in kind. So if it shows up in your life, rest assured you thought about that. It might have been years ago, but eventually that thought will manifest in your life. So you have to change your thoughts. You have to be aware of what's going on in your head about you, your space, your people. That's the most healthiest thing to do. Become aware of the thoughts that go through your brain. Period. That's about your children. Even if you're not showing up that way. Even if you got a wild kid and you hate what they're doing, the more you think about that, the more they're going to show up. Think about where you want them to be. Think about where you want your money to be. Think about where you want your health to be. If I am overweight, then I see myself in the mirror as a thin, healthy person.
I'll put some pictures up.
Yeah.
And see, right, because that's what the Bible
Right,
says. Cast
vision, be
down
vision.
every imagination, exalt itself against the word of God. And you're right. I mean, just like as far as us speaking, if you're gonna speak it into existence, it's gonna appear. If it's a negative, positive, all go with the mindset.
Like they say, if you think you're right, guess what? You are.
Yeah, that's what
If you
Muhammad
think you're
Ali
wrong.
did. Muhammad Ali spoke those things into his life. He knew he was the greatest.
And
He is the greatest. Well, he was the greatest. He's the greatest somewhere else now, but he's the greatest. You know what I'm saying?
Well, right now in
So
history,
thoughts in
Yeah,
mind.
he's still the greatest.
Remember that.
Right.
Thoughts in mind produce in kind.
Yes,
I
That's
am
word. That's
beautiful.
that's
Probably
word.
Focus on the focus on the process. Focus on the purpose and not the
Not the
process.
process.
That's right. There you go. Focus on the purpose and not the process.
The process.
Right.
So in other words,
Or focus on the promise and not the process, because the
Yes.
promise is still the same.
the
You know.
purpose. So if you every day beat yourself up about the small steps, how are you gonna get to the finish line?
I like the thing that they say about how do you eat an elephant?
One
bite
At a time.
Thank you. Be blessed. Have a great time.
See y'all next Sunday.
Remember to share
Yes.
this and join our group on Facebook.
Live
Today.
today. Health Talk.
And I'd like to give a shout out to my sister Jackie, because I think she shared and invited all her Facebook friends. When I woke up this morning, I was like, 21 people want to join the pay. So thanks, Jackie.
Yes.
Be blessed.
Yes. Be blessed.
Have a great
Yes.
week. See you next week.
Yes. Next week. Next Sunday.
And we're out.
Tiffany.
Okay, we're gone.